ಇದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಈಗ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹಲೋ 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 Yes, good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I just wanted to know, at what point, what was the last topic that we discussed last class? What was the last topic? Have we completed the correlation problem?
Rank correlation, sir, without a rank.
Without the rank, we had started. Have we completed that problem, or is it? Had we completed that problem?
No, sir, it's not completed. Just question give.
I think the two columns were advertising cost.
Last word is determine the correlation using the rank correlation.
Okay. And columns that were given were
Advertisement cost and sales.
Sales. All right. So just let me what were the values? Can you?
Advertisement cost is 39, 65, 62. Sales 47, 53, and 58.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. So in order to just revise some of the things which we had done in the previous class. So before going ahead, was there any type of clarifications required? Class, if one has not. So basically, we discussed rank correlation. Rank correlation. Main use of rank correlation was in order to determine the similarity in terms of the difficulty level of a subject. Difficulty level of a subject. Okay. Similarity in terms of preferences towards brand. Okay. And also, I think one problem that's solved. Yes, we had solved one of the problem, which was what the similarity in terms of judgment, in terms of judgment of two judges. Okay. So these were different scenarios in which we actually applied rank correlation. Rank correlations are applied when usually they are applied when the researcher is not able to capture the exact values. Yes, I want the participants to mute themselves. So basically, usual correlations are applied in a scenario where the exact measures are given. For example, the height and weight of an individual and the age, correct? Total number of individuals. Right? So whenever there is an exact number captured, so that particular scenario we can definitely use normal correlation, but otherwise rank correlations are used. In rank correlation, it is nothing but um, subjective opinions. Subjectivity means what? Like I may basically depending upon my people's perception, correct? Which cannot be exactly measured, and which keeps on changing time to time. Is it right? For every measure a researcher takes, this particular parameter keeps on changing. Difference, correct? So this is the situation where we apply rank correlation. So once this is done, so I think this we have already done. Today, I think in the last class we did note of yes, I think someone has unmuted himself. So advertising cost is 39.65 as well as 62.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
Voice is breaking. Is it the same for everyone?
Yes, sir.
I will. Okay. I think someone has unmuted himself. Am I audible now, or is the voice breaking still?
No, sir, it is correct, sir.
It's
Perfect.
correct.
Yes, sir.
So sales value are 47 and 50. Yet I think until here we had now for this problem determine. Question was determine Pearson rank correlation. Right? These are the parameters which we are supposed to determine. Now, this is just a working note. Since I do not have a space to write, so I'm writing it here. You can write below this particular table, write solution and write this. Write the working note. So, in terms of advertising expense, the highest value is. Can you tell me which is the highest value for advertising expense? Which is the highest value for advertising expense? So in terms of, we have these three values. So among these three values, which is the highest?
65.
65. 65 is, so therefore, first rank is equal to 65. Now, why I am writing this once again is because, why I am making this note is because usually in the semester end examination, this is considered as number one, ranked as number one, and ranked as number two, and suddenly there is practice by some of the students. What they do is they number this as third rank, but in actual it should be this. For advertising expense, they're supposed to rank from 1 to 3. Okay, so this is how it has to be done. Similarly, we have to rank the sales column. Just make note of this working note. Advertising expense is the highest value. The highest value in advertising expense is 65. Therefore, the first rank is also equal to 65. Okay. So once this is done, up the next column. Next column, rank for advertising. Rank for advertising. This value will be 1. This value will be 2. This value will be 3. Okay. Similarly, the column sales column also should be ranked. So this is nothing but rank for the sales column. Okay. If there is any difficulty, us, since this is the online class, I will not get to know where you, if there is any type of supposed to ask if there is any doubts. Now, again, working note, I'm just first rank for sales, the highest value, which is that is this. 50. First rank should be eight, and 50. Third rank is correct. Once this is done, to determine the difference, 39 and afterwards same thing d square. Okay. I will just call this column as A. Okay. We have to determine the difference between A and B. That is the next column. Can anyone tell what is the difference? The ranks. This we have done in the previous. What is the difference between the ranks here? First value is 0. Why? Because 3 minus 3. What is the next difference?
Minus 1,
That's
1.
one. There is 0 minus 1 square. What is the summation? What is the summation here? Summation d square is
2.
uh, next thing is so what is the formula here for rank correlation? Minus 6 divided by n into n square minus 1. So these are both. If I'm going fast or if I'm solving the problems fastly, you are supposed to solve. I really cannot make out. Yes, if I'm doing fast, the problems supposed to stop. Uh, yes, I think someone has unmuted. Uh,
ಅತಿ ಶಕ್ತವಾಯ್ತು.
so next is we have to calculate what is summation d square. Is, 6 into summation d square is 12. Next, the working mode, which I'm writing, and yes, if I am solving the problems fastly, or if you are not understanding any step, n into n square minus n into n square minus. In this case, n is equal to 3. What is n into n square minus? Yes, if anyone has the answer, you can just unmute yourself and you can tell. So when n is equal to 3, n into n square minus 1 is equal to 4. 1 minus. The answer is correct, 0.5. Is it right? So this should be the answer. So in this one line, you can just write the conclusion part. Is positive. You can say that as advertise cost increases, sales also increases. Okay, this can be the interpretation for rank correlation result. How many time? Then we will go ahead. So once this is done, next is the rank correlation, same topic, but here we are going to consider repeated ranks. The rank correlation repeated ranks. So what will happen is, how do we determine the rank correlation exactly when there are repetition? That is basically the discussion for this type of problem. So marks in subject A, marks in subject A given, and marks in subject. Let's consider 24, 19, 20. Okay, so we consider the three values, that is 24, 19, and 19. Similarly, next column, 37, 35, Okay. Now, again, the marks is being given. One of the main observations found examination, final examination, is that students do not read the question properly. Here, the question is to determine the rank correlation, but the marks is given. But in a hurry, what will happen is students usually solve this problem using the usual method, and they apply the equation R is summation of x minus R, which is actually wrong. Right? So, why this is wrong? Because they have asked us to determine the rank correlation. The rank correlation equation is 1 minus 6 something. Is it right? So when this is wrong and this equation should be applied, very much careful. You should be very much careful when you are actually calculating the correlation equation. Somewhere you can just make a note of it, saying that the question has to be read twice or thrice. What they have asked, whether they have asked the rank or whether they have asked us to determine the normal correlation. Okay. Since I do not have space, we can start with solution. I'm writing it here. You can write here, or you can actually write after this particular table. You can write this highest marks in subject 1, subject A, subject equal to 24 is equal to rank 1. Okay. Now, that is the reason what will happen is what will be the rankings. Rank A, first value will be 1. Just make note of this. So I do not have space, so I'm just writing it here. Or else you just make a note of this. 1 minute time. Then we'll go ahead. Yes, those who are making note of it, you can just make note of it. Highest marks in subject A is 24. That is the reason it is rank 1. Okay. Once that is done, right? So once this is done, next point we done that, and I hope I am not going. I'm not solving the problem. One is able to notes with written on the right screen. Since marks 19 is repeated twice, okay, M1 will be considered as why? Because it is repeated twice. One value or one marks is repeated twice. Okay, so that is the reason M1 is considered as. Is there any doubts? Similarly, there is a tie in second and third rank. Okay. So there is a tie between second and third rank. What is being done? The average is being allotted to marks 90. Therefore, average rank 2.5 is allotted to marks 8. Okay. Is it fine? So first thing is that M1 will be equal to 2. Why? Because 1 marks 19 marks 19 is repeated twice. The reason M1 is equal to 2. Next thing is that 2.5 is allotted to both of these values. That is the reason 2.5 and this is 2.5. The rest of the steps are the same. Okay. So just make note of this and also determine the ranking for the second column and just calculate summation d square and then stop there. Do not calculate ahead. Just calculate summation d square and stop there. Do not go ahead. But before going ahead, if there is any doubts, you can just unmute yourself and ask. Okay, so you can just make note of this. Once that is done, we will go ahead. I hope I'm not going fast or I'm not completing the problems. Yes, so rank for subject. What would be the ranks here? For 37, what would be the rank? Anyone? What would be the ranks for 37, 35, and 16?
Oh, 37,
1, correct. Next, 35,
2.
correct. What is the difference? What is the difference?
First one 0,
0,
second one 0.5,
correct.
third one minus 0.5.
And d square 0.25 and 0.2, correct. Summation should be summation should be 0. Yes, 0.5. So just stop here and just observe how the formula is being written. So, but important thing here is read the question statement twice, thrice, see whether rank correlation is being asked or whether the normal correlation is very much important. The examination, you spend time on reading the questions and even so now determine the rank correlation. Rank correlation. 1 minus. Only change is that will be adding the correction square. That is the only change. Won't be any more. Is it fine? So the only difference is that only the summation b square will be added to the correction factor. Everything else. Okay. So part. Working. First thing is correction factor. M1 M1 square minus 1. So the one of the question may be why this is 12. Now this is the same for all the problems. It is not that it is spread as 12 for only this problem. It is a constant and constant for all the problems. Okay. Once this is done, so mine. Can anyone tell the substitute M1 value? We have already determined the M1. So just determine what is the correction.
M1 is 2.
M1 is 2, correct. So what is the final answer? What is the correction factor? Factor. So actually this you can memorize this. When M1 is equal to 2, that means the value is repeated twice. This value will be equal to the same. One has determined that value. What is the correction factor?
Zero 0.5 is the answer.
So you can just by heart this value or memorize this value. Whenever the value is getting twice, correction factor will be equal to 0. Now let us assume that one of the value or one of the marks had got repeated 3 times, then this correction factor would have been equal to 2. Correct? You can just memorize this and you can save this much amount of time. Otherwise, we have to again calculate everything. That's fine. Once this is done, thing is we have to substitute all this in the formula. 0.5. What was summation b square? Was it 0.5?
Yes, sir.
Means 0.5 whole divided by n is equal to so here we can apply the board mass. First, we are supposed to solve the values which are within the brackets. Then we are supposed to go ahead. Sir, the answer. You can rank correlation. Eight. Is it right? Everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the interpretation of this. So rho is equal to 5 and rho is equal to positive means the difficulty level is subject and B is the same. Okay, since the rank correlations are being asked, what it means is that we can say that there is a similarity in terms of the difficulty levels. Correct? Because there's so many students are being considered for this correlation, and they have almost scored the same marks. They have scored highest marks in subject. They scored highest marks even in subject B also. Okay, so that is the reason the correlation is very much high. There is some sort of correlation. The difficulty level is almost the same. Okay. So, interpretation can be done. So, from the left-hand side of now let us assume that a value is getting 3 times. Now, what will be the value of m1? That is given. Let us assume that value is get 3 times. What will be the value of m1 in that case? One marks, there is one marks which gets repeated 2 times. Then what will be the 3 times? If the marks gets repeated 3 times, what will be the answer? The value of m1. So again, the question is the same. You are supposed to determine the rank correlation. You can just write it in whole rank correlation. Okay, you can just circle it for and you are preparing for the semester examination. Probably you can just focus on these. So determine the rank correlation, not the normal correlation. Once this is done, just write a note saying that 29 is repeated twice. M1 is equal to 2. Okay. So rank allotted marks 29 what is the rank allotted? Can anyone tell me? What is the rank allotted marks? 29. There is a tie between the first and the second rank. So which rank should be allotted here? Marks 29.
1.5.
1.5 has to be allotted. Marks. Done. Writing the third column. There is no second rank, so directly third rank. 1.5 rank. For the next one. Can anyone tell there is a tie between 37, 7. Now there is a tie between of the ranks. The previous case there was a tie between the first and second. Now there is a tie between.
Sir, how that 1.5 came, sir?
How is 1.5? Because rank allotted to marks 29 is 1.5. Because there is a tie between first and second rank. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So average allotted allotted. Now is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is how we are supposed to arrange. Similarly, the next column 37, 37, 37. There is a tie between first, second, and third rank. Is it right? So in this case, what would be the average first, second, and third? What should be the average of these three values? 1, 2,
Two.
3. Correct. Is it right? Right. 1, 2, and 3. The average of first, second, third rank is
2.
correct. That is the reason value 2 is since 37, I'm just writing as I'm writing, please make a note of it so that we can just go ahead. I hope whatever online classes we are doing, there will be a record of this. You can also be recording and refer to the video. 37 is repeated twice. Okay. There tie As I'm writing, please write after me. That, I and 1, this is 2 is good, but okay, so you can just make note of this. If there are any doubts, if there is any doubts, you can ask me. You can continue this problem in the next session also. If there is any doubt, you should ask. I'm rubbing this. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is the summation d square value? Directly, I'm writing the summation d square. We are supposed to find out the difference. One zero. Done. Next, we have to determine the total correction. Why? Because two values are repeated here. Total correction factor plus 2 into square minus 1. Because 37 was repeated 3 times. Uh, there is no doubts. Since m1 is equal to 2 and since m2 is equal to 3, that is the reason we have to calculate the total correction factor. The previous example, only one value repeated. In this case, two values are getting repeated. So that is the reason we have to determine the total correction factor. Okay. Can anyone tell me the total correction factor, value for the total correction factor? Just make note of what I am writing here. So when m1 is equal to 2, we'll get 0.5. When m1 is equal to 3, if the value is getting twice, answer will just calculate and see. Answer. Next, once this is done, now the normal formula is to be applied. Time correlation. 1 minus Okay, so I'm just making notes. All this in the next class. Possibly will not be able to. Yes, we can discuss. There is anyone has not understood any steps. Ask. Anyone has not understood, you can ask. We have time.
Sir, what you have written last, sir? Now,
Which one? The formula.
yes.
Formula we'll do it in the next class. Why? Because it will be in a hurry, buddy. Just substitute the formula and write the answer. But until here, any
So here the final answer is 2.5, no, sir?
no. Total correction factor is 2.5. Still, the rank correlation is to be determined. So I will just write the formula and leave it at there. Rank correlation is 1 minus 6 summation b square and plus total correction factor. So, or else I will just rub the left hand side of the screen. Write the formula on the left hand side of the screen. So if you substitute the values there, that is the final answer. Okay, so standard deviation is 1 minus 6 plus total correction factor whole divided by n square minus 1 minus 6 into summation d square was 1.5 and total correction factor was n value was whatever answer you get out of this, that should be the final answer.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Apart from this, any doubts? Just simplify. I think this I will leave it to you. All this. Okay. But apart from this, any other doubts in any of the steps? It's not mandatory that you have to ask only in this particular online class. If you have any doubts, just leave a message in the WhatsApp or call me and ask. Okay. So in that case, we will just. Thank you.